Today I'm going to challenge myself by making a full techno track using sounds from only one source. And that source is going to be MicroTonic, a drum, synthesizer and sequencer VST that I use a lot in my productions. So MicroTonic is optimized for drums and not for other sounds per se. So it's going to be a little bit of a challenge getting all the sounds of this track from this one plugin. But without further ado, let's just get into it. So here I have an Ableton Live project opened up and I've made 8 tracks with MicroTonics on them. And just getting started with a kick drum. This is a blank patch in MicroTonic. So first let's synthesize a kick drum quickly. I'll move the oscillator slide over to the left and make a pattern so we can hear what we're doing. Press play here. Pitch it down. It's already sounding a little bit like a kick, but we need some pitch modulation. Maybe some distortion. Now what I'll do is I'll export this MIDI clip to the session view and move on to the next part. So let's make a sub bass. I'll go for a simple sub bass pattern, but I will do a pitched pattern which I can enable with this MIDI button here. I'll make a clip quickly and now I can put in pitch notes. Again, let's slide this to the left, get only the oscillator sound and not the noise. So this is sort of the root note, but let's go an octave lower. Make a very simple repeating 4-note pattern, 4 16th notes. Let's play a little bit with the parameters here, attack and decay. Maybe some distortion, get a little bit more high frequency content in here. Now let's get something of a synthesizer riff going. MicroTonic actually can do very cool FM sounds. So let's play a little bit with that. I'll just create a generic 1/16 note pattern and just play with the parameters a little bit and see what kind of sound we can get here. Again, I'm going for only the oscillator sound for now. Choose this kind of pitch mod here. And you get these interesting metallic FM sounds. Now this is of course very monotonous. I've exported the clip and I'm going to change the notes here a little bit, and I'm also going to change the velocity. And maybe a 5-note pattern could be interesting. Okay, so I'm copying it out. Yeah. Instead of a 16-step sequence, I'm going to go for a 15-step because that's 3 times 5. That's going to be shifting relative to the kick and the sub bass. Now what I can do is randomize the velocities here and maybe increase the amount of modulation according to the velocity. Or just the velocity to the volume. Some variation, add some drive, and finally some reverb and delay, which I have on Sense here. Let's go to the next sound on the track number 4 here, and that's going to be a noisy sort of rhythm. What I like to do here is just create some random sequences, which is very easy with the randomize all parameter here. Let's see if we can get some interesting sounds going on here, sort of noisy background stuff. Well, that's not it. But actually this gives me an idea. I could maybe use this to create some sort of a drone, because I like this sort of dissonant sound in here. Let's just add a reverb to this. With a lot of depth and a lot of length here. And add some fake sidechaining with LFO tool. This is a nice sort of drone for the background here. By the way, I just noticed that the tempo is pretty slow. It's a standard 120 BPM that Live gives you if you open up a new track. Let's make it a bit faster here. 133, something like that. Okay, I was gonna make a noisy rhythmic sort of thing, so let's go to another track and randomize all again. MicroTonic does such interesting things with the randomized sequences. It's pretty cool. Let's randomize again, see what we find. I'll just keep doing this until I hear something I like. I like this one noise here. Let's see where it is. This one. Again, not the noisy sequence I want to make, but I'm just making this up as I'm going along, obviously. So, next track, we're already on to track number 6 here. I'll just solo it and randomize it again, and let's use that one. Just EQ it down a little bit and put some fake sidechain on it with LFO tool. Let's make some percussion now, hi-hats, cymbals, that sort of stuff. But again, I can do that by randomizing and seeing if I like what I hear. Yeah, this little sound is... That sounds good. Where is it? This one. Sort of a very light clap. Let's see how it works in context. It uses a bandpass filter. I can lower that a little bit. Yep, I'll throw that in. More percussion, let's go. Randomizing. Throwing the dice, see what we get. Oof, very loud stuff. I heard a cymbal-like sound, where is it? Here it is. Okay, that's 8 tracks of sounds. I'm going to add a few more just to get some more sounds going that I can use in my arrangement. So I'm creating a new track, randomizing all again. Just see what we find here. What I think is so great about MicroTonic is that when you randomize, you get 8 randomized sounds and all with their own sequence. Really cool. I always find something interesting in here. Like this, another sort of drone-y almost like thing. These two together. I'll copy over the reverb from this other track. Actually, let's copy over everything here. Reverb, EQ, and LFO tool. Sounds huge. Let's high pass a little bit here. This could be something like, I don't know. So this could be actually an extra sound coming in towards a break or something. Right, let's do one more. One more track, one more MicroTonic. And let's do something a little bit more deliberate. I'm going to initialize the preset here. I'm going to make a sort of percussive sound here, sort of a plopping sound to go with the bass. That sounds strange, but you'll get what I mean. Okay, so I've done a little bit of housekeeping. I've named all the different tracks and I've copied them over to the arrange view and made a full-length arrangement with everything playing all the time. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an actual arrangement by cutting away clips. And also what I've done is I've organized the low-end sound sheet to kick this up in this thing that I called WAP. This one. into a group, so I can put a high pass filter on them, and that helps me a little bit for the breakdowns and stuff. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's do some arranging. And I've made my arrangement. I haven't really kept track of the time, so I don't know how long this exactly took me, but I did it fairly quickly. I made it quite a generic arrangement just to prove a point that you can create a full track this way. What I did add an extra part, a hi-hat sound, which I used a MicroTonic preset from the folder here, Analogic Hi-Hat. So that's something I added. Now let's just do a playthrough of the whole thing, and I'll talk a little bit about what I did in the arrangement, and yeah, let's have a listen. So starting off basic, of course not with all the sounds in there. Like I said earlier, I grouped the low end sounds together and put a high pass filter on the group track here, and I like to color code these in white. Track, if I would be releasing this, I would be adding a little bit more interest and variation. That's the big thing with techno, with this kind of, let's say, hypnotic kind of techno, that it sounds monotonous and very samey all along the track, but you have to do small things to keep the interest going. Small changes, variations, automation, the sound shifting, maybe the pattern subtly changing. There's a lot you can do where you still get that repetitive techno sound without it being too repetitive. That's sort of the art of the whole techno thing, really. playing things off to the side, using with a lot of stereo sounds is a good idea. So things are drawing to an end a little bit. Just one more little break coming up here. Let's add some delay automation as well here. Now things are winding down. So that's the track. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was useful or at least entertaining. If it was, please like and subscribe. That really helps, especially the liking with the video reaching more people. In any case, thank you so much for watching and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.